having my only cousin in Auschwitz. 1.5 million Jewish children were killed. I feel obliged to tell my story because I survived, I'm here. We arrived very late night, and I remember my grandpa told my mom, the rumors which we heard are true, that's our end. Well, 2 people had to sleep in one bunk on a straw mattress. We were crowded. For 6 months we had only twice warm shower. We didn't have toilet paper, we didn't have soap. The hygiene was shocking and the hunger was terrible. A lot of dead people around, stacks of dead bodies outside. The crematorium was working full blast and the stench was terrible all the time from the dead, burned bodies. We were 6 months there, and suddenly we were asked, one night we were woken up by the SS to ask who would like to leave the camp. We were locked in for 1 week on the train. On 13th of April, we were very morning, exciting, waiting for the door to open. Nothing happened, and the people who were next to the door, they pushed the door and the door opened, and we were able to get down. And I have a photo of my train, and I am very excited every time when I show that to the students, because being there, you know, and suddenly being liberated, because when we came down from the train, a tank was approaching, and we discovered that those were our liberators, 2 American soldiers on the tank. We were 2 more days on the train, but we got food, but the starved body can't take the food. I could not get up, I was so weak. The doctor who looked at me asked, am I 4.5 years underdeveloped child? When he heard that I'm 9.5 years old, he could not believe it. Took us 6 months to come home. My father came back in 1947. He was a prisoner of war, and when I finished high school, I studied chemical engineering. I got my degree. In the meantime, I got married. I worked for Atomic Energy Commission in Belgrade. And we applied we had 2 children. We applied to migrate to Australia, and we came with passports in 1971 to Australia. We changed, sure, we aged. But I must tell you something. 50 years, nearly all survivors were quiet, and we did not mention that. Our best friend, my school friends, they knew that I was somewhere, but they didn't know, because that was behind. We didn't want to talk about it. In the 90s, when the Holocaust denial started, then we started to talk. And I think it's very important. I always tell to the students, see an old grandma telling the story. Sometime you are going to be old also. Don't forget to tell your children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren that you saw a survivor, that it happened. Because the denial, when we disappear, we want, our expiry date is near to the end, we won't be around, and it's going to be just that never happened. And it's very important to know that it happened.